All right, guys, welcome back. It is Y.N.R. Radio. You're listening to the broadcast live on thebarlive.com. I am Patrick.
I'm Austin.
This is Joey. You're going to get your name right one of these days.
I think you almost forgot your name there.
Twice in a row.
What happened was I was thinking, I don't know. No, I'm used to the old setup for sure.
He's used to having the and Austin.
I
get the and
now
Joey.
He's got the and Joey.
I get the and. It makes
we don't necessarily have to go down the line.
That's true. Why don't we just get the regular line?
No, I think it's easier for our viewers / listeners if they understand what order we're sitting in. I think so.
You should raise your hand when you say your name so people know who's talking.
Joey. Joey has the floor.
All right, guys, coming up this segment, we're going to kick it off here in just a little bit and talk about the boys' trip to go see Steel Panther. We're going to do the Loki show with Chris Watson, and then we're going to do Gross But True. So, first of all, I am a little bit disappointed that I wasn't able to make the show.
I'm very disappointed that you weren't able to make the show.
Now, when did you realize you were more disappointed? When you found out you couldn't go, or when you found out what we were wearing?
When I found out what you guys were wearing. Absolutely.
Man. We got real bored that day, and we were waiting for the show to start. And I mean, we had a lot of time on our hands. It's literally the only thing I had planned for the day. It didn't start till 8:30. So,
but tell these guys who Steel Panther is again. We featured him 2 weeks ago on our show, but if we have any new listeners, let's tell them who Steel Panther is if they don't know.
Featured him on the Loki show.
On the Loki show.
Yeah. Well, we played a band. Let's see, what was our song we played? We played
17 Girls
in a Row.
I love that song.
From their album Balls Out. Did you see the bat drop from those pictures?
Yeah, I saw.
It's crazy. Their album cover is ridiculous, but we played those songs and we kind of talked about them, where they're playing at. And we found out they were playing here, so we all just say let's go. We kind of made a pact over the air that we'd all go.
Right.
I don't know if you remember telling the listeners that and promising that you're going to go.
We say a lot of things on the air that we don't actually intend on doing. I make a lot of promises.
So I only heard a few songs. So you guys know a lot more about this than I do. So they write their own stuff, but it's kind of like comedy, funny stuff. And they're like an 80s hair metal band.
Yeah. They're really, really filthy. Just all their songs are just really degrading to women. So we had a really good time.
But they play the rock star role, dude. They really do.
Yeah, they're rock stars
the girls
personified.
Throwing up the bras on stage. They had all the girls up there. They were just like.
I remember when they did 17 Girls in a Row, they were like, they started just letting like the floodgates open and all these girls just flood the stage. But they start the song and he's like, whoa, we only have 15 girls up here. And he stops. He's like, two more girls. He
stops the whole show.
And then as soon as they get up there, he's like, okay, now take your shirts off. And they all just did it.
Really?
I was like, 17 girls just did it because he said to.
Because he told them to.
Because he's a rock star and he has that kind of power.
That's buying power, right?
I'm not kidding you. It was incredible. I've never seen anything like it.
Now I'm really disappointed.
You missed out.
Really disappointed.
And then. Well, that was such a long day because we did. What did we do that morning? We did something.
We would play disc golf.
Oh yeah, we went to play disc golf.
Real busy day for us.
And then we were just stayed busy all day, and then we went out to the show, and then we went. We went to Uptown after that.
First, we went to Party City, and we had. We decided if we're gonna go do this this metal show, we had to. We didn't. We're not real metalheads or anything. No. I don't have the hair for it. So we went to Party City and we decided we're gonna get some rock star wigs, and sunglasses,
and it worked out really well.
It did.
Now, if our listeners want to see the photograph of you guys, it's on our Facebook, right?
Yeah, we did a total wig montage like in the movies. It was really fun.
Our Facebook, for people that know, is facebook.com/Y.N.R radio, and that's 2 R's, Y.N.R, then the word radio. There's a picture of it right there. Joey, I like how you got a blonde curly wig with red streaks to kind of complement your ginger features.
I know, it was very ginger.
He's got like the see-through Kanye sunglasses too.
I know. Yeah, I was hiding behind them the whole time because I like the idea of wearing sunglasses when I'm dressed like an idiot because then I feel like there's a barrier between me and the outside world.
Man, we had so much fun. I promise
no one can see you.
They can see my eyes. If they can't see what my eyes are looking at,
I have a question for you, Austin.
Okay.
Now you brought one of your friends, and you brought somebody.
I didn't bring anybody.
You didn't bring anybody. Okay, you brought somebody you just met.
Well, yeah, I met this chick when they were doing the recording at Milo's for the Unusual Suspects on Discovery Channel, which is going to be on May 27th around there. So if you want to watch,
we'll talk about that here in a little bit.
Okay.
But I have a question for you.
Fucking myself.
Was this the first time you hung out with this girl?
Yes.
Okay, so you showed up wearing that wig and the sunglasses.
Well,
did she freak out?
I text her ahead of time. I sent
her
a
picture.
You
gave her a warning.
Yeah, we had to give her a warning. We couldn't let her just show up.
This is what you're up against. You better dress up or down. And so she did. She played the role.
She's wearing fishnet stockings and the
I just didn't know if you guys just showed up to pick her up and you're dressed as that. And she probably, I thought she may freak out or something.
No, it was pretty cool. Yeah, that was the first time we hung out. And then we hung out again the other weekend. We went to Uptown, just a bunch of different bars in the area.
Right on.
Yeah, got to talk to some of the DJs and stuff, which honestly, I think you do a pretty good job, dude. Honestly, I've heard some of the other guys' stuff out there.
Well, I appreciate that.
Yeah, just kind of stroking you a little bit.
Yeah.
There was a really cool band. Back to the band, guys. Let's stop touching Patrick's ego for a little while and talk about the band. There was a really cool band that opened for him called Hillbilly Herald.
Yeah, they were cool.
What kind of music is that?
They sounded that's kind of the same stuff. They weren't as hair band. They kind of sounded more Metallica-y. Yeah. They were just heavy metal, but they were really cool. They put on a really nice show. A lot of energy. They drew me into. It's not really my scene, and I was really like I headbanged the whole time, and because that giant wig felt cool. It was awesome. I looked really cool when I did it. But I woke up the next morning and I did not know what was wrong with me. I was walking around. I was like, I don't know what's wrong with my neck, man. Could it be that I whipped it back and forth 1,000 times last night? I don't know.
Yeah. So there was a lot of people at the show, huh?
Yeah, people kept walking up to us and trying to take their picture with us.
So y'all were rock stars at the rock stars.
We were rock stars at the rock show.
I bet you handed out a bunch of Y.N.R. cards.
You know it. That's all we did. Talk to everyone.
That's awesome.
It was all.
We were pretty obnoxious. I annoyed a couple bartenders, but we had a good time.
Yeah, man, that was wild. And then we went up to Uptown afterwards, and we ran into a bunch of other people there at the show too. And then so get this.
This is the shirt thing.
So this is the shirt thing. So I get there, and Joey and I both buy a T-shirt, and then
mine was cooler than his.
We go to our seats. We're in like the VIP section because of course we're rock stars.
Just so we're clear.
No, it's not.
Go ahead. Finish your story.
Whatever. So we go to the VIP section. I have a girl hold this shirt for me or whatever. I go like grab a drink or something, and I get back. Oh, look at that. That's another moving company calling me.
They've been calling all day long. You give your email address to one company.
Put my phone number on the internet, and now it's
crazy how that happens.
Yeah.
Must have been those Craigslist ads we posted.
So we both go buy a T-shirt, which mine was better, and we go up to our seats. I give a girl the
shirt.
T-shirt to hold on to, and then I go get some drinks. I come back. She's doing something. I think throwing a bra on stage or something like that.
Yeah, she did that.
She really did?
I was trying not to watch, really watch, because she was kind of with Austin.
Great first date, by the way.
I was like,
she was really trying to play the part though, because we were setting the standard really high. The bar, to keep up with us, we were such rock stars, she had to do something like that. So
I was being pretty obnoxious. If she was gonna pull focus, she was gonna have to try really hard.
So she leaves the T-shirt on the floor, and when we leave, we forget to get it. And so we go back to get it. It's not there.
Oh, no.
So then I'm like, oh, whatever. So I got to get another one. She offers to buy me another T-shirt. And they didn't have the right size. There was like a XXX or something. I was like, that's way too big. She's like, oh, let me get it anyway. So I'm like, whatever, fine. So she gets me a T-shirt. On the way out, it falls out of my back pocket while we're going
No way.
So at this point, I'm just pissed. I'm like, man, I really wanted a T-shirt. We bought it twice, and it didn't work out. So we're like, whatever. So we go to the bar, go have a couple drinks. And then this dude walks in wearing the same T-shirt that I bought. And then she was like, where did you get that T-shirt? He's like, some girl gave it to me. And she's like, that's your shirt. And I was like, well, he's wearing it.
We've been drinking a little bit at that
point. She's like, she offered to earn it from him.
How did she earn it?
Well, I guess...
boobs
yeah,
earned it. Boobs.
Boobs.
5 seconds of boobs. I remember that part.
5 seconds. The guy counted down very...
Can we say that? Can we say that word on here?
Is boobs okay? Memories. Do we need to clean it up a little bit? Make it more scientific.
Areolas.
So she offered to show the goods.
Well, she didn't want to pay for it again, and
she paid for it.
So this guy, was wearing the shirt, right?
Yeah.
So he just takes off the shirt and gives it to you, and now he's shirtless.
No. He was on top of another shirt.
Oh,
because he bought it. He got it there.
From the concert. There was a bunch of people from the concert that came.
So he was double shirting.
Yeah, he was double shirting, and so
double shirting.
He got
it was
5
only right
seconds.
for him to give one up.
Well, we all got 5 seconds, and then I got a T-shirt. So
all got 5 seconds.
That's like third base where I come from, buddy. Congratulations. In the bar. Way to go.
Yeah. So if you rate the band on 1 to 10 on performance and music and all that, what do you say?
This one goes to 11.
Hold on. Well, music-wise, I would rate them... maybe like an 8. But as far as performance...
stage show was amazing. That's what sells it, though. A band is only as good as their stage performance.
Sure.
A bad band can be... really bad.
Look at Kiss's music and performance.
What about the Sex Pistols?
True.
What's his name? Johnny Rotten couldn't play. None of them could. They were.
It's
awful.
all about performance.
They just broke things on stage and spit on people.
Putting girls on stage, obviously.
That's it. Yeah, girls do.
Girls.
Don't you wish you could snap your finger or say those words and just?
It's coming. That's where we're on our way there. Well on our way.
That's why we're here.
That's why we're at the Sun Brew House now.
All right, well, we're going to move on. I'm glad you guys had fun. I'm still a little disappointed that I didn't get to go.
You should be very disappointed.
You should be.
Yeah, I'm mad at myself, really. So.
All right. That's all I ask.
All right, don't rub it in.
Beat yourself up over it. That's what I want.
All right, next up, it is the Loki Show.
Loki Show.
Loki Show. All right, this week we're featuring...
I'm not singing that.
You just sing it, dude.
Loki Show.
There you go.
We're going to get that on a loop.
Just in line.
Hey, now that we have our producer, our awesome Jimmy over
Jimmy, the
here,
producer.
maybe he will be able to help us out with... what do you do? What's your famous line? Save that.
Oh, yeah,
when we do innuendos and stuff, like save that and like mark it down and write it, and then we can go back and we can create a huge soundboard of Joey singing
it's
the
mostly
Loki
all
song.
Joey.
Poop comes out of your butt. It's all taken out of context.
We were actually skimming through the show the other day, just randomly clicking on different parts, and just the stuff Joey says at any given point. It doesn't matter where you click on the show, just 2 seconds, 3 seconds of Joey.
Says something that's
the stuff that comes out of his mouth is unbelievable.
That's why I stopped drinking on the show, because it got really out of hand.
Yeah, it always adds to the isolations that you're able to pull off of a show. Especially like if you start, this might be something fun that you can do. Get somebody to like purposely read a story that they have to talk as somebody else in, and then just go in there and isolate it all for the next week. Like, I ended up basically
some matching words.
Yeah, it was like this self-post that we did last week, and it was basically talking about how I was having like problems with my man area, and how it was burning incredibly bad.
Maybe he could be a segment. He could be a guest on Gross But True.
Hey. But yeah, that's always fun.
Next week on Gross But True, that was the second time I got crabs.
All right, we're gonna do the Loki Show. Formerly L&L, well, I actually can't say on the air, which
Yeah,
is
it
was a different name, and we had to change it.
But the Loki Show's cooler.
Which actually Joey came up with the Loki Show. He just one of the random things that comes out of his mouth, and that happened to be it, and it stuck.
Yep, one of my
just like Y.N.R. radio. It came out of your mouth, or
I don't
one
think
of
so.
our
I thought
mouths.
it was yours.
I don't know.
I found it on one of your pieces of paper in your drawers.
Just a bunch of scribbling.
Yeah, it said something next to it, and I was like, "This is it." I don't know.
Well, anyway, it's the Loki Show featuring this week the Chris Watson Band. And I actually know Chris personally, but it's been so many years that I actually had to go back and say, "Hey, do you remember me?" You know, one of those
Is this still your number?
Well, I actually saw him on Facebook.
Oh, okay.
How do you know this guy?
Well, it's a funny story, and we're actually going to call him here live in a minute. I want to tell the story on the air with him so he can kind of add his input, because it is kind of a funny story.
Stop talking about it. Let's do it.
Well, I want to feature him first. I want to talk about he's a local blues player. He plays guitar. He's got a band called the Chris Watson Band. Extraordinary, phenomenal blues player. And this kind of comes into the story because I did not know this at the time, and I was asked to bring a guitar and like a back patio hangout at a friend's house, and it'll all come down. But we're going to play a clip of his music right now. This song is called Don't Turn Around, featuring Chris Watson and the Chris Watson Band. And they play around locally. They played out at a Capitol Bar last weekend. I think they were filling for Josh Weathers. I actually want to get him on this show too. So do we have that clip of the Don't Turn Around? Let's listen to this for just a couple seconds. This is Chris Watson from the Chris Watson Band.
Sun is up, it's a brand new day. You're telling me that you want to stay in this bed where it's warm to save and give the world the right way. There are so many things you want me to say to you, like how I love you and never want to say goodbye, yeah.
All right, that is the Chris Watson Band. That's kind of like his upbeat stuff. He does do a lot of slow, bluesy, kind of Stevie Ray Vaughan, in your face, kind of ripping through the guitar stuff. Like I said, he played the Capitol Bar last weekend. He'll be able to tell us a couple more stuff. So let's go ahead and give him a holler and see if we can get him on the phone. He teaches guitar too, and he does a bunch of musical teachings and stuff. So he said he was finishing up a class. So we'll see if we can get him on the phone.
Silence.
Better answer.
Hey, Chris.
Yes.
Hey, this is Patrick from Y.N.R. Radio. You're listening live on the barlive.com. How you doing, buddy?
I'm good, man. How are you?
I'm great. Hey, we just we talked about you a little bit. We pulled up your song "Don't Turn Around." We played a clip of it. It's good stuff, man.
Thank you very much. I appreciate it.
Hey, I was telling these guys, we try not to take everything a little bit too seriously, but there's a story about how I met you, and I'm not even sure if you remember or not, but I wanted to share the story live on the air to see if you remember. They said, "Hey, how do you know this Chris Watson guy?" And I said, "Well, I kind of made a fool out of myself in front of him when we met.
No way.
No, we have a mutual friend. His name is Josh, and there was one night we were hanging out on his back patio, and Josh knew that I knew how to piddle around on the guitar very much, and I'm actually a drummer. I really don't know how to play guitar very much at all. I know like 3 songs, but he's always like, bring that guitar over right now, and you're gonna play me some Pearl Jam. He loves Pearl Jam. But you were there. You were there this night, and we've been hanging out on the back patio for hours on end. And you know, I'm holding the guitar for hours, but I only played a couple songs, and they asked me to play songs. And I didn't know what to play, so this is going on for hours. And you're sitting over there just hanging out. And then I don't know. It was early in the morning. Chris looks at me and goes, "Hey, Matt, you mind if I play a couple tunes?" Grabs this guitar and starts ripping it up after hours of me like amateurly trying to like figure out chords and stuff,
like tuning it for 30 minutes.
Right, and I felt like an idiot. I'm like, I completely made a fool out of myself, and I remember asking you, I'm like, how come you didn't tell me this before? He's like, man, I was just hanging out. Do you remember that,
doing
Chris?
Fine, yeah, I remember that.
You were doing fine.
I also remember it was very funny. Chris does this imitation thing where he would walk up and down, like it was a courtyard in between these apartments, and people would be out on their balconies just hanging out, and he would walk up slowly, like playing a tune, like like from underneath a tree from the darkness to start playing this love tune, and people would just like freak out.
That sounds like Flight of the Conchords or something like that.
It was, I was playing like some flamenco, like pretty Spanish guitar. And I was like gibberish Spanish singing to them. It was good. It was a
nonsense
good night.
Spanish. That's fun.
Well, hey, I saw you played Capital Bar last week, right?
I did, yeah.
You filled in for Josh Weathers or something like that, right?
Yeah.
And Josh is actually a good friend of mine too. I met him a long time ago. Did a lot of stuff with him.
Yeah, he's a great guy. He was sick. He was having some vocal problems, a little bit of laryngitis that day, and he called me and asked me to sub for him. So took my band over there and played for him, and it was a good night. A lot of people showed up. It was a beautiful 65, 70-degree night, and we had a blast.
That's awesome, man. Well, hey, Austin does our Loki show here. He's going to ask you a couple questions about how you got started, some of the influences and stuff like that. So
sure.
This is Austin.
Hey, Chris, what's going on, buddy? How you doing?
Hey, good. How are you?
I'm doing good, man. Hey, how long have you been playing music?
Oh, man, I've been playing music pretty much all of my life. My parents put me in piano and drum lessons when I was just a little kid in elementary school. And I stuck with that for a long time. Started playing guitar and bass when I was in, I don't know, late elementary, early middle school. And I've stuck with all 4 of them ever since.
Sweet.
So, I mean, pretty much my entire life has been based around music in some kind of way. And I've always had a deep passion for it. And I like the theory stuff is really my biggest, where I have the most fun.
Yeah.
Learning why things work, you know, so. And that helps you out in every aspect of music. So
yeah, for sure. Who did you like growing up? Who do you listen to? Like, I mean, what are your influences? What made you decide to go with blues versus other genres?
Well, my dad played a lot of blues and doo-woppy type of stuff. He's the one that got me into guitar, and so I was playing a lot of blues with him. And I like guys like Stevie Ray Vaughan, of course. When you live in this area, he's kind of a staple influence.
Absolutely, right.
Guys like that. But I listen to everything. I don't limit my ears, because I'm always afraid that if I listen to the same thing too much, then I'm going to start to try to imitate that.
Right. Yeah.
And I don't ever, you know what I mean? I don't ever want to be that guy. I want people to walk into a club and I'm playing and they can't see me, but they automatically know that's me.
And that's
what I mean.
That's one thing I do notice when I hear you play, because I've heard some of your music, that a lot of blues players do imitate Stevie Ray Vaughan or some sort of Hendrix, where you kind of hear the same solos going on, or some rendition of it at the end of a song. But your stuff is very fresh, it's very new, it's very good to the ears. I mean, the blues is number one, right?
Yeah, that's what they say. I appreciate that. That's what I've always strived for. I like to take all the influences that I've got and try to mold them together and then make them my own. You know what I mean? You give respect where respect is due, but I don't want to be a copycat. But all in all, I really don't consider myself a blues musician. I play a lot of blues, but I consider myself just kind of an all-around soul guitar player and singer. I advertise my band as a Southern soul band.
Cool.
You know what I mean? I don't call it blues. I don't call it Texas blues or any blues rock or anything like that. We call it just soul music, and
that's essentially what it really is. I mean,
that's what I think it is. It's got elements of Motown. There's a song on the new album called "Heart on My Sleeve," or no, it's called "Heartache." I'm sorry, and it's just a kind of a slow, just Otis Redding, just slow soul song, and that's one thing. And then "Don't Turn Around" kind of has the Americana thing going on, and it's just I believe that if you play music, it's your music, and you play it with enough conviction that it doesn't really matter what it is, and you don't have to pigeonhole it. And I think calling it Southern Soul opens me up to a lot of markets that just calling it blues would alienate.
Right, absolutely.
I try my best to stay away from things like that, and I've actually gotten a lot of shows and a lot of recognition ever since I quit calling it blues and advertising it as blues. I think that's got a stigma, but we also continue to play a lot of blues festivals and a lot of blues clubs because it does have that element in it, but it also has a lot of other elements in it.
That's sweet. Hey, I got to ask you, Chris, how many times have you, strictly for being in a band, how many times have you gotten laid just because you're a musician? I just want to know.
I don't think that me being in a band has ever gotten me laid.
Really? I've been grossly misled. I heard musicians
just,
I don't know, I thought that's just how it worked.
I think that women like me for me.
Because he's insanely good looking.
I tried to play the bass, and I didn't get any girls with a bass. But I was really bad at it, too.
Ridiculously good looking.
He's got some great hair, for sure.
I do.
Throwing the hair back, playing a guitar.
There's a picture of him right there.
Sexy.
Hey, so I see you got big plans for 420. You're going to be at Anejo House of Tequila in North Richland Hills?
Yeah, we're going to be there. That night we're going to start about 8 o'clock or so, and it's an outdoor patio place. It's a really cool Mexican restaurant, really upscale Mexican restaurant that they know how to get down at night, man. They throw down, it's called the House of Tequila. They have all kinds of tequila for you margarita lovers.
Yeah, right on. I've been there before. I met the owner. He's really cool. I like the place a lot.
Yeah, it's a great gig, man. They like me a lot, and I like playing there a lot, so it works out really well, and it's outside, which you can't beat in this kind of weather this time of year.
Hey, I see. I'm looking at your schedule right here, and you're pretty much playing all over. I see you're playing in Louisiana a little bit, pretty much all over the Metroplex, and then I see some shows that are just kind of out there. I see, Carrollton, Texas, Arlington, Texas, Amarillo, and then is that Philadelphia?
Yeah, we're playing in Pennsylvania. We're playing.
Oh, Pennsylvania, yeah.
The music is called the Swing Festival, something like that, or the music. No, the Swing Festival is the other one.
Right, Music Fest.
Muzak, I don't know what they call it. It's a week-long music festival up in Bethlehem, Pennsylvania.
That's cool.
And I think Joe Cocker is one of the headliners.
Oh, wow.
People like that.
Cool.
And so it's a really big festival. So we got into it this year, and we're going to go up there. And then the week after that, we have a festival booked over in Belgium. It's called the Swing Festival, and
oh yeah, I see that
city
here.
that I can't pronounce in Belgium.
Yeah, me
so
either.
we're booking the tour right now. We haven't done a whole lot of road stuff. We've been working and concentrating on getting this album finished, so we kind of neglected our touring, but I've still been playing a lot of local shows. But we generally, when we're not playing in town, we're on the road for doing what we do, getting out all over the country. We've been at least driven through almost every one of the lower 48.
So when's your new album coming out? Do you know? Do you have a time frame?
Well, we have copies of it that we're selling off the stage right now, but my international street date is May 15th. That's when it's going to flood the online market, and all the reviews and articles are going to come out all on May 15th.
Awesome. That's available like on iTunes and everything?
It will be, yeah, on May 15th. You can get on my website and download it right now and get a pre-download on that.
And what's your website again? Give it to us for listeners.
ChrisWatsonBand.com.
ChrisWatsonBand.com. Awesome. Cool.
Yeah, you can listen to it on there, and you can download it on there, and it's all there. And you can leave me a message if you like it. If you don't like it, don't leave me a message because I don't care.
Awesome.
Right on.
Well, thanks, Chris. Appreciate you being on the show, man.
Yeah, thank you guys for having me. I really appreciate it.
Next time you're in town, drop us some tickets for your show.
Absolutely.
All right, buddy. We'll talk to you later.
All right, see ya.
All right, folks, that's Chris Watson from the Chris Watson Band, local to DFW. But I can see he travels all over the place. He's going to be in Belgium. He's going to be in...
He's international now.
He's international.
Louisiana.
That's impressive. He was talking about his whole history with music. I tried to play like a bunch of instruments when I was a kid, and I quit every single one of them.
It's just funny to me that
I was awful
this
at
is
the
happening
piano.
from the guy that was sitting in the corner being completely quiet when I'm making a fool of myself trying to play guitar. Hey man, can I jam on that for a minute? Sure.
Mind if I try?
Because every guitar player's like, you don't even finish a song. They're like, hey man, can I play? But he was like totally cool and calm. Hours later, he's like, man, can I play that for a little bit? Like, totally blown away. Like,
it's called the long con. That's what made it funny.
Do you have anything else for the Loki show?
Well, next week, don't worry doing this. Didn't you say you already had someone lined up for next week too?
I've got a couple people lined up. I'm going to try to get Josh Weathers in here next week for the show. Josh Weathers and the True Endeavors. They're kind of not so much blues, I would say. They do, and it's all original stuff, but they kind of incorporate some of the soulful stuff, from the Motown era. One of the most powerful, energetic, fun shows you will ever see. So Josh Weathers and the True Endeavors. I'm going to try to get a hold of him next week. If not, I'll make sure and grab somebody cool.
Awesome.
So.
Well, if any of you listeners out there know anybody that's in a band that wants to be on the show, hit me up on, I guess, our Facebook page.
Facebook.com/Y.N.R radio.
And I have a Twitter account, too. It's The Austin Brooks. So
way to go. Way to get the
Twitter
V.
if you want to.
He's a Twitter account.
Tweet me during the show.
Hey, now I know you're gay.
Because you tweet like a... Wait, what do you call this? I don't know if you can say that. You can't say
I can't say that
no,
anymore.
You can't say that. It's a tweet, not a...
Not
You're going to be the downfall.
Not that there's anything wrong with that.
It's the Joey show, but he's actually the downfall of the show. Just kidding. Love you, Joey.
No, you don't.
Yes, I do. That's why we put you in the corner.
I know.
All right, well, that's the Loki show for this week, folks.
Awesome.
Now it's time for the famous segment, and get it right, because we're not in order.
Okay, no, wait. Do we go in order?
We're going in order.
Okay, we're going in order.
Are you ready?
I'm ready. So I say true.
It's time for the segment, folks, we like to call Gross.
But
True.
All right, with Joey. Take it away, Joey.
Okay, so once again, I did not do my research that I was going to do for the
I thought you were going to start it with Once Upon a Time.
No, this would make a really horrible nursery rhyme or whatever. But I will go ahead, and everybody likes to hear all my gross and humiliating stories about myself. You guys like those?
Just tell us something.
Okay.
Gross but
This story is called Swamp Ass. Have you guys ever waited tables or bartended? You work at a bar, but have you ever waited tables?
I used to wait tables all the time.
Okay, so you know that. Okay, so on a busy Saturday night, you're running around and you're sweating.
You're in your
uniform. You're in the weeds. That's
a term used to describe somebody who's backed up.
Thank you, Patrick. Clear that up for us. So I'm in the weeds on a Saturday. Let's call it a Saturday night, and I'm running around and I'm just sweating. I'm pouring sweat, and you really can't wipe it anywhere. Like you can kind of wipe it on your sleeve if you want, but what ends up happening is it runs down your back and it piles up right at your belt line, and it causes a condition called swamp ass because it literally turns your
medical
crack
condition
into like a swampy bog. It's really, really smelly and disgusting. But
I have a term for that. We actually.
What do you call it?
Niagara Falls.
Niagara Falls. Whatever you call it, you know what I'm talking about. And when you get Niagara Falls, swamp ass, whatever you want to call it, it causes you when all that sweat compiles right there at like the crest of your buttock, it causes you to have the itchiest rectum imaginable.
So but you can't
scratch. You can't scratch it. I'm waiting tails. I can't scratch it. I'm not allowed. Shut up. I'm not allowed to touch my butt during a service of food. I mean, I've heard they frown on that. So I'm running around and I'm talking to this guy and I'm like, man, I got some serious swamp ass. He's like, and it's this guy Andre I used to work with.
Oh, okay.
No, it's another waiter. He's like, yeah, man, I'm lucky. I got kids. I carry baby wipes everywhere I go. And I'm like, man, baby wipes would be a godsend right now. Meanwhile, I'm going to the bathroom every 10 minutes, wiping my butt with this like sandpaper they have for the employees, and it's just not doing any good. Like every time I scratch, it just makes it a little bit worse. And it's disgusting.
He serves food.
I don't serve food. Yeah. I mean, I wash my hands. They make me wash my hands.
They make you. There's a sign that says you can't go back to work if you wash your hands. So
it's only for employees only, right?
Employees only.
That sign's only for employees, right?
So anyway, I'm running back and forth, and like after an hour or so of this, I start thinking about I start fantasizing about these baby wipes. I'm just like, man, I wish I had some baby wipes. But then it dings in my head that I've been through our little medical kit they had back there where I get my Tylenol and stuff for my hangovers, and like there's this little thing in there called a Sandy wipe, and I'm thinking Sandy wipe. Baby wipes, same thing. I will tell you, listeners, they're not the same thing. They're decidedly different, as a matter of fact. One cools and soothes when you rub it. The other one, as it turns out, stings like the bejesus. It is the second worst pain I've ever been in. I'm telling you, I took that little square thing, and I was just so excited to go in there. I dropped trowel in front of the mirror, and I grabbed the sink, reach around, and as I made contact, it was like every nerve lit on fire at one moment. I imagine that's what hell is like, except for like forever. but like it was like one of those seconds that lasted a million years. And I was in the bathroom for a good 10 minutes trying to get myself together. My eyes welled up. It was uncontrollable. I was sweating more than ever. Like, I came out all flushed and like uncoordinated. And Andre is the one that walks up to me. He's like, "Dude, what's wrong?" I'm like leaning over this little like station, typing in a menu and order, and I'm like, "Dude, you're not gonna believe what I just did." So so at this point, I have to tell him. I disclosed to him what I've done in the bathroom, and he just rolled over laughing. I mean, he's on the floor dying. He's not helping me, and my eyes are all red and bloodshot from all this. So,
yeah.
To sum up, you get this condition.
That really lives up to the gross but true stature.
It's pretty gross. Does. It really happened.
What did we do last time? That was insane.
Something really just. It was the toenail.
Oh yeah, I did surgery on my own ingrown toenail.
Yeah. We're not gonna go back to that story.
It smelled like almonds.
Things that make you go.
Yeah, but so to sum up, if you have swamp ass, don't use alcohol-soaked wipes. It's not a good idea. All
right, well, that's gross but true for this week. Yay. Joey. Now I'm grossed out again.
Johnson & Johnson lied about that one.
Yeah,
definitely causes tears.
No tears.
Well, hey, we're going to close down the second segment. In the third segment, we're going to come back and do one of our new favorite segments, City Sports. All right. And then we're going to talk about the Discovery Channel Unusual Suspects being out at Milo's and filming one of their reenactments, and Austin got to be an extra in that.
Heck
so
yeah.
we'll talk about that. We'll do a little insider's input with Joey telling us what's going to be going on the
I
TVs
hated
and
American
in
Pie.
theaters.
Oops, I ruined it.
No, Lord.
You totally just pre'd your episode.
I did just pre
That's the
my
whole
segment.
episode right there.
I pre my segment.
Then we'll do a little late night insight. I'll tell you what some good shows coming up. You guys stick around. We'll be right back. We are broadcasting live on the bar.com, the barlive.com.
Barlive.com.
You're watching us live, and we'll be back here in just a little bit. You guys stay close.
To love you, but it wasn't no use. I feel like I'm choking on a hangman's noose. Hard luck woman, you're always down. Hands in pockets, girl, your eyes on the ground. Hard luck woman, well, I'm leaving your hard luck town. I'm leaving your hard luck town. Good-looking woman, truth be told, love you give is just way too bold. Lord have mercy, a woman on your hard luck soul, baby on your hard luck soul. I believe you're cursed. Luck keeps going from bad to worse. I'm leaving here, baby. If I'm leaving here in a hearse, if they carry me in a hearse. And when I leave you, woman, I can't be found. 99 hounds track me down. Hard luck, woman. Well, I'm leaving your hard luck town. I'm leaving your hard luck town. play cards. He's ready to take on the night. If you see her coming, oh, you better run, or else you're bound to wind up in a fight. She'll leave you broken, hungry, and all alone, with no recollection of how you even got back home. She's wild, and I don't blame her. When the last call comes and the lights go on and her ego is satisfied, she's gonna leave the bar